to season 1, episode 3 of the Old School Player of the Week, the show. Sitting in studio in panel this week, we've got C. Trent Rosecrans, late of the Cincinnati Enquirer, currently of The Athletic. Levi Weaver, also of The Athletic, correct?
That is correct, yeah.
And Levi, you had to dip out for just a second because what did all teams just release their refund policy, or was it just a team that you cover?
Yeah, I guess MLB told them to hold off until now to announce it. But basically, I think all the teams, I don't know if the teams are all the same, but the Rangers are basically just go to the website. You'll either get a full refund or a voucher for a future game when we know when there's going to be games. So
excellent. And I need to ask you about your most excellent cap. Can you tell me the provenance of your lid?
Oh, thanks. This is from EFIS League, which is they are an awesome little site. I think the girl is based out of Seattle. The hat actually comes from Ebbets Field Flannels. I think they had a partnership. But yeah, I've been using their score books for a long time now.
That rules. And how are you holding up in week 79 of quarantine?
Well,
hey,
that's how I'm holding up. Yeah, there's a reason I'm wearing a hat today.
That kind of says it all. Clearly, I no longer care about what my head looks like.
See, that's what my hair normally looks like, though. Yeah, that would be a normal day for me. Yeah.
Outstanding. And Trent, how are you doing? Is that a super fancy condenser mic you have? I thought it was like a lantern or something.
It's a mic. It just sounds better. So yeah, and I've got it on a little. Yeah, it's the same one Levi has. Mine hangs.
Oh shit! Look at this.
I have a boom. The Athletic sent them to us.
Athletic issued. Yeah.
So mine, I actually bought a little scissor kind of stand thing that hooks to my desk, so it hangs up. So I can pound on my keyboard if I want, and it's not a pain in the ass.
Excellent. You two have an excellent cap. What's the deal there?
This is a Monterrey Sultanes, who are of the Mexican League, and the Reds played in Monterrey last year. It was a super cool time, just awesome. I have not done enough Mexico. I really need to spend more time in Mexico, but it was just a fantastic experience, and got the nice hat. My favorite part is this was the little mountain ridge on top of the tee, and it's the ridge that you see in center field. And it's just super cool.
Hell yes. So. That's some nice graphic design. And how are you and your family holding up, Trent?
Are you going to ask me about
I'm going to get to you. I'm going to get
to you.
Wait your damn turn, Riley. Come on.
Also very cool.
Right now. I'm the guest.
Okay, Trent.
Jesus.
Oh, and I just noticed the hooks cap in the background. Also, excellent.
Yeah,
nice.
So, how am I doing? Yeah. Other than the fact that my kid's teacher sucks, not her one at regular school, but the current teacher, he's pretty awful. But other than that, we're good.
Cool. The beard is just absolutely majestic right now, dude.
It's unkempt.
It won't even fit in the frame. It's nope. It's breaking out of the body. It can't be contained. Literally can't be contained.
Blocking
Hey.
Nice. Riley
Wow. Way to pander.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
Outside Texas shirt.
Does the EFIS League, have they invited you on their show? No.
Nope,
and yet you're still there.
But I did get this hat for free because I talk about their scorebooks so much. So
nice. Oh man.
Okay, pay you over here.
I paid for my Sultanes hat and my Productive Out shirt.
Heck yeah.
Sucker.
Riley, what's good, man?
Grit shirt I didn't pay for.
I'm good. I'm wearing the hat of a perpetually mediocre baseball franchise that plays in the AL West. This is their best hat. Yeah.
So you like the circle A with the thing too, right?
Yeah.
The lowercase A.
I like that one too. Yeah. And what they have now is just very boring. Yeah. It's very red Rangers uniform.
It's very fitting. It kind of fits the whole vibe of the club right now.
It's very befitting. I saw a ranking of uniforms today through UniWatch or something, and the Angels were at number 16, which was fitting. It's like the 80 and 82 of uniform rankings, right?
Absolutely.
That's about right. Yeah.
I'm doing good. I let my wife cut my hair. I've
Let's
reached that point of the quarantine. I had
Oh shit, that looks good.
Fine.
I had full hockey hair before. She did a good job. She cuts our son's hair.
Great job, Jen.
Yeah. And what else? Yeah, the kids are going insane, but that's normal, right, guys?
Totally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We might have an appearance here at some point.
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
An extra panel member by the time it's all said and done.
I was going to ask you why it's so quiet there.
They literally, they all went upstairs. Heather's like, come on, kids, let's go. So, they are doing me a solid, and I'm going to have to, make dinner later and probably do the dishes as well. So
that's good move.
Well, we better get right into this. We should go ahead and remember some guys. What do you guys say?
Let's do it.
All righty, here we go. That's not it. Hang on. Here we go. We're all happening, and I'm so good at this, you guys. It's real. I'm just so good at this. And here we go. All right.
There it is.
Everybody see what's happening?
Yay. Hey, did we not mention that the last time I saw Levi, we were in a room with Riley and no Ian?
That's true. Riley didn't come out to say hi.
Nope, didn't say hi at all.
Yeah.
Stayed in the back with his lavish rings and champagne.
Wait, I assume this was at a Thrice show then.
It was, yeah, in Arizona. I found out about it 2 or 3 days ahead of time. And you guys were touring with Me Without You, which is one of my favorite bands of all time. And I went. I wasn't sure if Trent was going to be there or not, but we just sort of.
I had a 6 a.m. flight the next morning.
Oof.
Yep.
But I came out, made the show.
Dang it! I could have worn my Thrice shirt.
Yep.
I blew it.
Could have pandered.
I blew it.
And you got offered that for free, and you said no. I'm going to pay for it. I was there.
All right, don't blow me up. Yeah, but I mean, I used to be a touring musician. I know how merch works and how it helps, and so yeah, I refuse to take free merch from bands ever.
And also, Riley, you need to fire Danny.
I already have.
You fired him today yet?
No, he's just on perpetual termination because of the virus. Gets fired every day. I have an automatic email sent up.
Oh my God. Shout out to Danny being the punching bag of the podcast. Okay. Let's get right into this thing. Who do we have up first? We have got Levi. You're up with a very strange Andre Dawson card. This is a 1987 classic update yellowback, which I wasn't even aware was a thing.
Yeah.
And obviously the overall characteristic of this card is why put this photo on a card? What the hell's going on?
Yeah, so I did some research on this actually, and I learned something about it that I had never known before. This is always since I got it, one of my favorite cards. This is one of the greatest players of his era, and classic baseball is you know what we should do to just represent how great he is? Let's do a crotch shot of him getting hit in the face with a baseball. I think he'll probably love that. I just cannot imagine the awkwardness of being a child and handing this, seeing Andre Dawson at spring training or something. Yeah, Mr. Dawson, could you sign this card? And he's like, where this freaking thing again? Where are you going to sign that? Right across the middle.
Yeah, right on the ball.
Yeah. But apparently, so this was this shot was a cover of Sports Illustrated. There was a beanball war. I think, if I remember correctly, I don't have the tab pulled up right now, but I think it was Eric Shaw or Eric Show. I don't know. I was a child. I never heard his name pronounced. I think it's Eric Shaw. For the Padres, threw this ball at Andre Dawson, and this was the shot, and it became a baseball card.
As soon as you pulled it up, I was like, wasn't that a Sports Illustrated cover? I remember the Sports Illustrated cover.
It was. I think it was. Yeah.
Remember
magazines? 1987.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And Levi, did you get this card at the time that it was issued? Have you had it since
the
late 80s?
Yeah, okay, no, cool. I've had this since I was 7 years old. Even as a child, I remember looking at this and going that's awkward. I'm just going to tuck this one away and just keep it because it's funny. So
you can't see his face.
No,
not at all. It's completely in shadow.
Mm-hmm. You can kind of see his eye just sort of
No, that's a baseball, Levi.
Oh, right. Popping out of his eyes, popping out of his skull. I would love to talk to Andre Dawson about this card and be like, how many of these did you have to sign? At what point did you decide to stop signing them? Because at some point he had to decide, that's it, no more, right?
Yeah.
And it was on Sports Illustrated.
It was cropped better on SI, right?
Probably.
I hope so.
And because of the way it's framed, your eyes are drawn to his crotch. There's no way that you aren't staring at his nuts. And the way that the pinstripes are coming together is some sort of like weird optical illusion happening. It's
like
hypnotic.
Emanating out.
It's like there's
his root chakra is like sending out some energy.
It's like that Vision Gator skateboard from the 80s.
Yeah, oh, it totally is.
My OCD is having a lot of trouble with the very center of that convergence of lines.
It's missing a line.
One.
Yeah, I don't like it. We need to fix that. Might have to get in there with a Sharpie.
If they fix it though, it becomes a portal to the like time travel, and you just like right back into the
goes directly into his butthole.
Gross.
Yeah.
Anybody have any? Oh, there it is.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
How the hell do you have that? Oh, much better.
It's called the Googles.
Just on hand.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I thought you had like a framed card or something.
Oh yeah, I had the framed magazine in my office here.
That rules.
It's like a different picture. I think it's like a split second. No, maybe it is the same. It's just so much better.
Yeah, so much better.
It's like they had editors at Sports Illustrated. They used to. Photo editors, and they like lightened it up, and yeah, it is. I just remember that all the time. It's like baseball's head hunting.
Yeah.
This is why you go on press checks, people. So you don't end up with cards that look like this. Anybody have any Andre Dawson memories that they want to share? One of the greatest players of all time, Hall of Famer.
Yeah. So he finished up his career in Florida with the Marlins. And when I was in college, my parents lived, my dad was stationed in Great Lakes, just north of Chicago. And me and my buddy were there for maybe spring break, or maybe wasn't even spring break. I don't know. But it was Dawson's last year, and he had already announced his retirement. He was on the DL. We're sitting in the right field bleachers in Wrigley Field, and they have Andre Dawson Day. Well, Gary Sheffield is the right fielder for the Marlins that day, and we spend the whole time, like everybody in right field. It was a day game at Wrigley, so most people were liquored up, and like everybody's just taunting the whole time. We want the Hawk, and he's like, "Yeah, me too," but he's on the disabled list, and like just the whole time, Sheffield, you suck. We want Hawk, and like Dawson comes out and waves and all this, and like the whole game, they're just all liquored up, pissed off, without actual knowledge of how the sport works. So
rules.
A typical day at Wrigley.
Absolutely.
Isn't there a commercial with him where he was like emerging from the ivy at Wrigley?
Yeah, they're reaching into the ivy and pulling out like items that are stuck, and they get progressively more absurd.
Yes.
There's like a car or something,
right?
And then they just reach in and pull him out, and he's just like out of the. I think I was like, "What year is it?" I think is his question. Yeah.
Good stuff.
These Sandsbelt slacks too are awesome.
In the stirrups.
Yeah. I feel like most Sandsbelt slacks were good because they had like three bands on them. And this is just like the laziest possible, just giant blue belt of elastic.
That rules. Well, if anybody,
for those $1? Wait, I just noticed I would not have thought it was worth $1. That's crazy.
Well, that's what it's listed for out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So for folks who didn't get to watch the Hawk play in his prime, check out his baseball reference page. Pretty impressive.
He was a badass.
Good times. Moving on. Who do we have here, Trent?
Dick Pole. Now, I mean, like there's of course the obvious, the hair, but also the man's name is Dick Pole.
Right.
So like even as a kid, like you would get Dick Pole, or we're doing 2 cards, right?
You are doing 2 cards. Yes, you have a different one later on, a non-baseball card.
Okay. So the other, I sent you 3. The other one was Pete Lecoq. And I have a theme, obviously, because I'm 12. I'm perpetually like baseball cards. You're perpetually like 8, you know.
Yeah.
But like I remember getting the Pete Lecoq's card all the time, and at the time I was so young, it was Royal, and so that was always him. This 81 Topps Royals. Dick Pole, another one. Like you're a kid, you think that's really funny, but so later in life, Dick Pole is the Reds pitching coach, and we are in Milwaukee, and I'll never forget this. The columnist for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel at the time, his name is Michael Hunt. And I'm kidding. And so the newspaper is sitting on the table in the clubhouse. Dick Pole walks by, and he looks down and goes, "Huh, guess his parents had the same sense of humor mine did. That's why I go by Richard," and walks away.
That is absolutely incredible.
And so, okay, I have another prop for this, for my Dick Pole story.
Okay. Are we ready for this?
This is a PG-rated show, guys.
So, I don't know if you guys remember in mid-2000s, late 2010s or teens, aughts. What is that? What we call it? The aughts?
Aughts, sure.
So Terry Francona is a big guy in the he likes to wear the pullover and not the uniform. And there was a rule passed that all uniformed personnel actually had to wear a jersey top. And so Francona got checked and like he wasn't wearing one. Well, Dick Pole was a pullover guy too. Well, speaking of things I did purchase. I have
pulling out all the stops.
I don't know what year. It must have been 2009, maybe. A game-used Dick Pole jersey.
Ooh.
That I got for $30.
Damn.
It would have been 2008 because it has the Joe Nuxhall patch. But the thing is, it's a cutoff jersey. He had it cut off and hemmed because you had to wear a jersey under your pullover, and he didn't want to tuck in the jersey.
Unreal.
So it's a Dick Pole like half jersey.
Crop top.
It's like Dick
Britney
Pole with his
Spears
boiler.
jersey.
So yeah, so that is a fine piece of memorabilia that you will not find elsewhere.
That is
That's
phenomenal.
amazing.
I mean, we haven't even discussed the card yet, which is majestic in many ways.
Well, it's so great. The hair, I mean, of the time, this is what, 78?
Yeah.
So the afro, the
Standard
bad
issue.
mustache.
Mm-hmm.
Mustache is awful.
And my
I mean,
favorite,
it's not even centered in its, but like there's a gap and the gap is like off, right?
Yeah,
it's
like
okay to have a gap, but you got to have it centered at least.
He looks like Stacy Keach.
I mean, like this is so 1978.
It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Even, you know what else is off center? The P on pitcher
That has
on the
been
baseball
driving me,
card.
Levi. That has been driving me insane the entire time I've been staring at this. Riley talked earlier about his OCD. Mine cannot handle the off-center P that somebody did, probably with like Letraset press and peel letters.
Yeah.
It's awful.
It looks like the P, like the straight part of the P is centered.
Yes, precisely.
But
Right.
it is not the center of the P.
No, they let
It's like
the
they had an
intern
eye
that day.
because he was like, oh, this guy's an eye fielder. And then they're like, no, wait, he's a pitcher. Let us fix it.
Oh man,
But
Dick Pole.
that's my favorite Mariners logo.
Oh,
And I
that's
really-
right. That's awesome.
I really liked a couple years ago with their spring training when they went with their updated colors and still used that logo. I thought was really a nice look.
Honestly, even the Mariners' worst jerseys are still pretty cool. Like they've had a pretty good run of uniforms.
Except for the turn ahead the clock.
Oh yeah.
The less said about those, the better.
Yeah.
45 best pitcher number, or just a solid pitcher number.
I mean, it's
I'm a little anti 45 at the moment.
Yeah. Hasn't been
Okay,
one of my
fair
favorite
enough.
numbers for a while.
I mean, Bob Gibson, but yes, I see
Yeah.
your point. It took me a second, but yes.
All right.
All right, moving on. Riley, we probably have a guy that you picked here. What can you tell us about him?
This is a redux. This was the old school player of the week from Prodcast 114, I think.
Dang.
And I was doing a deep dive for pictures for the Hello, I'm doing a sports posts that I've been doing lately. And I found a good one. I think it's it's on the next slide that you have here. The one in that White Sox jersey is just, there's so much happening here.
Look at the chest hair.
Dude,
that man just told you a pickup line is what happened there. He is 4 drinks deep and he's at the bar and he's like, what's a pretty little lady like you doing in a little place like this?
You cannot convince me that he didn't have to shave from, like, he shaved from right here all the way, just fucking shaved his cheeks, left some eyebrows there, left a mustache there.
No gap in that mustache.
Nope, no gap. I'm wondering if, like, the collar was probably a good look for him because it camouflaged the back hair that flowed over the back.
I bet.
The body hair is verdant, folks. It's just an arbitrary, like, where he stopped shaving is where the chest hair started.
Yeah. Now, see, so the one in the Cubs uniform, now the Chicago uniform, he's just told you a pickup line. The one in the Cubs uniform, he's just been informed he's been sent to AAA, I think.
Yes.
That's such a defeated, like.
This is like top of the world and bottom of the barrel, you know.
So pickup line on the left. A sexual offender at your front door, letting you know that he's just moved into the neighborhood on the right.
You know what? The one on the right.
Sorry, Mike.
If we can go back to the one on the right, I've never noticed. It's just like a headshot, but there's somebody like a Philly in the background.
Yep.
Number 4.
Yeah. We could probably figure out who that is if we wanted to.
Almost certainly, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool Fleer design, though. I'm just going to shout out this design. I don't know what year it was, but that's a good-looking card. Nice and simple.
Yeah.
He is from Queens.
Of course he is.
Too. So
yeah. Well, what's the matter? What's going on? Mike Prawley.
We haven't even talked about the name.
Right.
We did a play on words, the Mike Prawley thing for that episode. We had Mike Prawley wishes he didn't have to wear that stupid White Sox uniform. Mike Prawley went a little overboard at the bar last night. Our friend Drew Fairservice, who was on the last episode, said Mike Prawley drives a Trans Am. Mike Prawley locked himself out of his apartment and thinks he probably left the stove on. Mike Prawley thought his girlfriend Crystal was being honest when she said she was going to quit stripping so she could go back to school.
It had to be Crystal.
Mike Prawley thought he'd have more time to work on the 1983 Pontiac Firebird that's been on blocks in his front yard for 17 years. And Mike Prawley wishes he were anywhere but here all the time. Yeah. But look at how athletic he looks in this photo, too. Just
fuck it, I'll
doing something really cool, probably.
Peak performance. This is what it looks like.
I like that the collar really only goes to the collarbone, and then it's white beyond that. They didn't put the collar all the way around the back.
Weird choices all around.
I like the focus on the on his name on the back too.
Also, still another guy in the background.
Yeah,
they're guys in background.
Number 34,
30
something.
There's some good other guy cards.
That guy is wearing actual clam diggers in the background, though. He's about to go wade. He's about to wade for some cohogs.
Did they have white stirrups or just white socks and no stirrups?
White socks would be pretty on brand for them.
I'm saying it's just socks. Yeah, just sanitaries or whatever. Man, extremely weird.
With these being other guy cards, my friends and I growing up when we used to have like basketball posters in our bedrooms, and there would be like Dominique Wilkins dunking on some guy like Sidney Moncrief or something. We'd be like, oh, that Sidney Moncrief poster is sick.
The guy getting posterized, it was actually his poster.
It's the other guy, yeah.
I love it. That's great. Yeah. All right, we're moving on. This is my first guy. Y'all aren't nearly ready for this. Let me just warn you in advance.
Was that the same shoot? The tops? Because it's 34
yeah,
in the
same
background.
guy. We got to figure out who that guy was.
They chose the throwing over that.
Before, after.
It's the same photo shoot.
It is 34. I was right from the blurry one.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be pretty proud of that after pitch too.
Yeah.
Do you guys see that pose I just made? Y'all want to go get some drink?
Pretty good.
All right.
Killed it.
Probably use that one.
Okay, you guys for sure are not ready for this, but here it is anyway.
Oh, wow.
Bouillabaseball.
Wow.
I just, in cruising the internet, I found an entire series, not just ALF cards, but specifically ALF baseball cards, and they were called ALF Bouillabaseball. There were at least 17 of them. And ALF or his species mates are all of the players on the cards. There are a bunch of different teams, including the Feldspar Calamaris. And
so that's not ALF. That's Ben Choo Choo Tramer.
Right.
That is Ben Choo Choo Tramer.
But do we know ALF's real name? Because
I was about to quiz you guys because I know Gordon Shumway.
Holy fucking shit.
That's one of my favorite trivia, like gotcha questions. What's Alf's real name? It took me, this is pre-Google. I couldn't remember it for like a year. It bothered me. And finally somebody figured it out. I'm like, I will never forget that again in my life.
Because ALF is just alien life form, right?
Right.
So this guy was called Ben Choo Choo Tramer. He played Shallow Carbuncle for the Feldspar Calamaris. Apparently they play, instead of with a ball, it's with some sort of phlegm, like a phlegm globule or something.
Uh-huh.
He's got the bat connected to his dick, or maybe the bat is his dick. I can't really tell.
This is an earlier shot from the DeAndre Dawson card. This is an artistic interpretation.
This episode clearly has a theme.
Yeah.
The 80s were just completely insane. The 80s were wild, and everybody was on coke, and everything goes. I
mean, home plate, not even home plate. Maybe that's the batter circle, like a big pile of fish with flies. It's a very Garbage Pail Kids vibe to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were trying to combine and get some synergy here. We got ALF, we got Garbage Pail Kids. We combine them. It's going to be a runaway bestseller.
It totally works because when I think of baseball, I think of ALF immediately.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, baseball, Riley. With some respect.
At first, when I saw this card, I thought his name was Feldspar Calamaris, and he was like,
yes.
So did I.
Dominican dude.
I was trying to figure it out. I thought it was all in like Spanish or something.
Like none of these words by themselves make any sense at all.
No, I think
that's why they chose them.
Ben is the one word that makes sense on this entire card.
Shallow.
And Feldspar is some kind of like element or rock or something, right?
Sure. Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah, Calamaris, I guess, some kind of,
Riley, I definitely think you need to use Feldspar as a fake first name at some point.
I will add it to the queue. Plug it into the equation.
My goal now is to acquire every Bouillabaseball card, and I need your financial support in order to make that happen.
Good. I have 75 cents right here for you.
All right, moving on. Levi, your second selection was Nolan Ryan card.
So wait, this is not the same card that I sent you, though.
It's not?
No. Mine is from 1990. Hold on. I'm going to find because...
Oh, shit.
Well, I hadn't seen this one, but there are some very similar...
I know the one you have. I can picture it in my head because the Diamond Kings, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Diamond... Hold on, let me look it up. I've got my cards.
But the Rangers one.
Yes.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's okay because this one is majestic, too.
Yeah.
How did I screw that up so badly?
There's a lot happening on this one.
Well, yeah.
So the one that it was the Donruss King of Kings card in 1990. So I'll just hold it up to the camera. Like I have likened this card to, it's like Roger Miller's Chug-a-Lug in painting form.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Spitting image.
Yeah. Like this. And so I looked up the artist. I don't remember his first name, Perez. He's still alive. And I feel really bad just ripping on like an 88-year-old man. But this at the time was the most famous player in baseball, probably. And he did all of these Diamond Kings paintings, and they were fine. And then all of a sudden, he just like did this one, left it out on the stove, and it melted, and he didn't notice the next day, and just sent it in. Like,
incredible.
That I don't even know where to begin with that. But the
he
one
looks younger in the 1990 than in the 1982.
Yeah. So in the 1982, he looks. That's also a Roger Miller song. I just can't figure out which one off the top of my head. And I think maybe that's Mike Scott, like the body that does not look like Nolan Ryan's body.
Well,
it looks like
definitely
a cross between like Mike Scott and a horror film.
He morphed into John Voight.
He's got some Freddy Krueger action going on in the face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Freddy Krueger. That's where I was going with it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Levi, I apologize for botching the card selection.
No, it's okay. They're both just wild in their own way.
It's almost like we got a 2-for-1.
It was like he had the yips. Like he could paint anybody in the world except Nolan Ryan. And he's like, another when will this man retire?
No.
So sick of painting Nolan Ryan. Poorly.
Been pitching for 27 years.
Right. Yeah.
Damn it.
Do we know the value? Do we know the value of the King of Kings 1990 card? Is that hard to come by?
Priceless, I think, is the. And look, the back. Also, while we're talking about off-center things, look how off-center the back is on this.
Oh, infuriating! God. That's again, press check would have prevented this.
Yeah.
This the 82 Diamond Kings thing kind of looks like a screen grab of somebody getting hit with like a water balloon. Like the left side of his face looks like it's just about to get blasted.
Yeah, pummeled. Yeah. Did Nolan Ryan have red hair? He didn't, right?
No, never that I remember.
Certainly not.
He did.
Yeah.
Maybe the colors are just throwing it off and making it look like red hair. I don't know.
No, I think it's definitely artist interpretation. Trent, it's your Sorry, go ahead.
Plus the orange. I mean, like I'm all for the tequila background, because I think it's great, the tequila sunrise. But it's the red, white, and blue at the bottom against that that red is too stark for me. But
and the colors of the sunrise are also off somehow.
And I see that you have the pitcher, the position, and the team. They're both, justified at the end or whatever. But that like the big gap between P.
Yeah, that's Nolan Ryan, and he's a pitcher for the.
Buffering.
Astros.
Moving on. Trent, what can you tell us about this card?
Wow.
Real card, 100% authentic.
Card. The Topps put out.
Earth?
Yes, I turned in the Dick Pole, Pete Lecoq, and this.
Robot Wiener.
I'm 12. But this is an all-time. This is a famous card. This went out early. And there were, 6-year-old kids. And nobody caught it. Apparently, I've read several different things. The last thing I read, so that's stuck in my memory, and I don't remember, was they were joking around on set. And they had that, or I've also heard things that it's just it was some kind of mistake, just photographically or something that caught something else. Yeah. But it's a real card, and they issued another one where they airbrushed out, that part.
Dong.
This is like the Billy Ripken of off sports cards. That's what this is.
Mm-hmm. And so look at the value. It's real. And so a couple years ago, they've done reprints with both this and the regular one. I've seen that you can get on eBay that people put out. But no, in the infamous Star Wars 207 C-3PO. Wow.
Yeah, you can get reprints on card for $3 or $4 from Etsy, but the original ones go for several hundreds of dollars.
So
that's crazy.
I don't ever remember this. This is one of those things that we, I think most people our age had a lot of Star Wars stuff, but I don't remember this. But years later.
Yeah, I think it was probably a cracked.com article or something that brought this to my attention.
I was completely unaware of this until today.
Yeah, I feel like
Trent-
my entire job as a panelist is to like say something witty and funny about this, and I'm just sitting here saying, "There's like, I got nothing. I'm amazed."
Got nothing. Trent, everybody knows you're a big Star Wars guy. C-3PO, worst character of the original trilogy?
The original trilogy?
Yeah. Not non-Jar Jar Binks.
Let's see. We all know the best is Jack Porkins. Jack Porkins is this guy. Let's see.
Oh boy, one of the X-wing fighter pilots.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Right here is Jack Porkins.
Yes. Was he one of Luke's homies from Tatooine or no?
No, that you're thinking of Big Starklighter.
Right.
But Jack Porkins gets blown up. R.I.P.
Yes.
No
spoilers, dude.
I mean, Lobot's pretty lame.
Which one's Lobot?
Lobot is kind of Lando's right-hand man with the DJ stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, no, General Medine would be your lamest character. He is a general in Return of the Jedi. And the character was supposed to be Malcolm. I think it was supposed to be a kind of alien. It didn't kind of work. And they put this glued on beard on the guy. And it is the worst special effect in all of Star Wars is this guy's fake beard. And then the action figure comes with a stick, like this one little white stick. I think I have one here.
Wait, but you have it. So you went ahead and he's the worst, but I got to get the complete set. So
he's a completist.
I am nothing if not a completest.
True heads only. Real heads no.
Oh, here it is. I got it. This, they come with some guys come with lightsabers. Some guys come with cool blasters.
C-3PO comes with his own accessory.
He came with this.
It's just literally a stick, a shillelagh.
It's
a very small Q-tip.
So I might go General Medine. Sorry, that was a long way to get to that guy.
Very satisfying, though. Deep cut.
Can we confirm or deny that this is C-3PO's first boner? Because it does look like it's his first. He's just like, what?
He's very surprised.
Stand back. I don't know how big this thing's going
to get.
Right.
Oh, boy. All right, I feel like we've exhausted the potential of this amazing card. Riley.
Yes.
Whom do we have here?
In proper Philly parlance, Porfirio Altamirano. Right? I picked him because the name, obviously. His nickname was, damn it, I forgot. For short, they called him Porfy. I don't know how they came up with that.
We'll never know, I guess.
Yeah. El Guajiro, which means the peasant, which is kind of a fucked up nickname, I feel like.
That has to be one he came with. His teammates didn't gloss him with that.
I guess.
This is the 70s, man.
Weird.
Yeah. Born in Nicaragua. He pitched in 60 games for the Phillies.
That is the most rebellious face I've ever seen on a pitcher. He's just daring the batter to hit a home run. And based on the fact that haven't heard of this guy, the batter probably responded it by hitting a home run. But just look at he's so I
was reading about his stuff, and his fastball sat at about 87 and he topped out at 92, which
in 1983.
Isn't it weird how the game has changed? You could not find a single dude who throws 87 coming out of a bullpen. Like Alex Claudio, but he also throws a 65-mile-an-hour changeup. So right,
and he's got pinpoint control.
Yeah, the highlight of this guy's arsenal was his 87 to 92-mile-an-hour fastball coming out of the pen, setting up for closers.
Yeah, who was closing for the Phillies in 1983? Was that
Steve Carlton?
Huh?
I'm saying Steve Carlton because that's the only Philly I can think of.
Yeah, Porfirio Altamirano. That the mustache is amazing. He's very chiseled.
I feel like he's got some Ricky Leday in him.
A little bit.
He definitely does.
Another mustache gap, but that one's pretty centered, so it's.
Oh yes. What year is that from, Trent?
I don't know. It's a quick Googles.
Nice. That's a good-looking man.
He is.
I feel like I would be friends with this guy just based on like his down to earthiness, not like an elite athlete, and just the level of rebellion that he like. I mean, he's making a fist there. He just threw a baseball, and the next thing his fist does is just like.
But he looks pretty happy here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's no peasant. That's a regal man.
I think it's like when you call the tall guy shorty or the short guy, tall guy. I don't know.
Looks like he was a side armor too, so I guess there was a little deception there.
He seems cool.
Yeah. Porfy.
All right. Porfy. We hardly knew you. My last card. It's Bob Clemente, everyone.
Nice.
Love Roberto Clemente, one of the greatest players of all time. Career tragically cut short on a relief mission to Puerto Rico, I feel like, or possibly Nicaragua.
Nicaragua.
That's okay. Yeah. So he was from Puerto Rico, but yeah, the relief mission, the flight was to Nicaragua, and he perished. Obviously, I don't feel like we celebrate Roberto Clemente nearly enough, but I just love this card for any number of reasons. I was just cruising the internet, and I came across this 59 Topps series, and the design is probably one of the greatest card designs that I've ever seen. I love the typography and the weird way that it's presented, all lowercase in Helvetica or whatever the font is, or a variant thereof. It's just really wonderful. Cool treatment of the autograph. And this card will run you $15 to $50 on the open market to get a Bob Clemente from 1959.
Did he ever go by Bob, or is Topps just on that level where they're like, yeah, it's Bob to us, guys?
So I think, please go ahead.
So it was 50s racism, right?
Yeah, because like he was Roberto, and all the like white owners and players are like, we can't really market that. You're going to be Bobby. And what I love about it, like on his like signature here, he's like Roberto. Like he signed it Roberto Clemente, but everyone was, I think, calling him Bob out of basic, like maybe not even malevolent racism, but just that, that was
ambient racism. Yeah. It was the 1950s.
That is a magnificent signature though.
Yeah, it is.
It is. The uppercase E's.
My man is clearly giving it some thought.
Yeah.
I have this on my board right in front of me, and it's just this beautiful postcard that Derek.
Cool. With the Puerto Rican flag in the background.
Yeah.
There's the
so
backdrop.
I just kind of love it. It's right here.
Some more ambient racism on the back here. And also just some very strange language that I dig from the 1950s. Bob is 1/3 of what many baseball experts believe is the best one word. The best outfield in the NFL. Freshman 6-month tour of duty with the Marines. Is that real? Did he join the United States Marines at some point?
I guess it would be for the Korean War.
That seems crazy. So who can interpret this for me? Last year, the swift-footed outfielder rated among the top 15 batters in the Loop.
Oh yeah, the Loop is the league.
Since
it's an
when
old school
and why?
thing for the Loop.
Okay.
So yeah, a Loop is just the league. We have this weird. So among Cincinnati sports writers, there's this like lingo, and Loop is one that has been used for many, many years, and that's the only reason I know it. Is we always talk about, oh yeah, got the best press box food in the Loop, and so yeah, it's the league.
That's deep. I love that. That's awesome. I love the anachronistic terms, especially for baseball. That's good stuff. Did anybody know that he played second and third base in 1956?
No, I was just thinking about that. Like, I feel like that's something I should have known.
And you also look at those first couple of years; they're rather pedestrian.
Mm-hmm. We did hit 311 in 56. Which
yeah,
pretty
with 7
impressive.
home runs.
Right. Yeah, the power is not there.
Not a lot of slug, and 11 triples in 55. But wow, I mean, you just think of this guy, and he must the
35 triples that one season.
No, that's the totals.
35 total.
Oh.
Yeah.
11 one season,
Sorry,
which is still pretty good.
It's blocked by something.
I mean, he had 13 more triples than home runs at this point in his career.
Was there something weird about Three Rivers? Was they playing in Three Rivers at that point?
Oh no, that would have been Forbes Field.
Oh, okay. Must have been something
Forbes
weird
Field
about the dimensions.
was weird. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Was Forbes the one that had that really deep? No. I'm thinking of a different one. I'm thinking of
the Polo Grounds.
Yeah, the Polo Grounds.
Yeah. Well, this was super fun, you guys. Thanks so much for coming on. We did not get any children special appearances, for better or for worse.
Thank goodness, given the content of what we just did.
Yeah, my bad, guys. Sorry.
I mean, I started it. I had the Andre Dawson card. Like, this is on me. I set the tone, and we were off.
we can't get the C-3PO and Andre Dawson together. Woo.
I know.
That's why I had to space them out. Yeah. Cool. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Anything you guys want to plug apart from just athletic subscriptions? If you haven't signed up yet, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Keep us in business.
Buy a couple.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Is there a way to do a gift subscription?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll take any money you want. But yeah, if anybody in your life, I mean, who wants to read about stuff, you can read about stuff. I wrote about tacos the other day. So
oh yeah,
I love tacos.
Yeah. I wrote about nicknames today. I got Grant Brisby, who you guys had in episode 1, and Lindsay Adler and Eno Saris. We just sort of compiled, we're making up nicknames for players that don't have very good nicknames yet, and that's what we're working on.
That's awesome.
I mean, baseball nicknames are pretty awful.
In general, yes.
Because
you're in a bad era.
I mean, because who was our last guy that I just forget? Riley's.
Porfy.
Porfy. Like if it's one of those things. It's like if it ends, the peasant was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
If it ends in a vowel, they shorten it and add a consonant sound.
Yeah.
And if it ends in a consonant, they add a Y.
Yep. Oh, okay, yeah.
And so
it's
that's
really grim.
It's not creative.
Levi and crew, you're doing important work.
Thank you. I mean, there's a lot of other sports to sort through right now, but we just decided nicknames should probably be pushed to the front of the line. So
for sure.
I would plug the podcast, Trent, that you did with Joey Votto and Joe Posnanski was awesome. That's like essential listening. Just hearing Votto talk like that was incredible.
And it was Joey's idea.
That's rad.
So, yeah.
Where can people find that, Trent?
Anywhere where you get your podcasts. It was on the Athletic. It was both on my feed, WARP in Cincinnati, which is the Reds centric podcast.
Such a great name.
Such a great name.
I think it was Drew Fairservice who was it him who came up with it or somebody else? I'm trying to remember who it was.
That's awesome.
And because I just put it out on Twitter, you guys are a lot funnier than I am. Anybody have good podcast ideas? And somebody was like WARP in Cincinnati. I was like, oh, winner.
Phenomenal.
And it was also on the Poscast feed. So, anywhere you can get it on the Athletic or anywhere where you get your podcasts. That was pretty good. And then I had Dan Straley from Korea this week. So.
Oh, sweet.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys both so much for taking the time to join us. We really appreciate it. And we'll continue enjoying your stuff on The Athletic and interacting with you on twitter.com. Be well. Stay safe.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Old school player of the week, come along and remember some guys.